How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bringing you another absolute banger of a platinum. Today, we've got another one from Eric Games called Potato Arena. Shout out to them for getting me a code for the game. And you're looking at $5 on the PlayStation Store with only 2 stacks, one EU and one North America stack for PS4. This is a little multiplayer party game. Think a Mario Party-esque game with 4 total players, but rather than having a board to move around on, it's just the mini-games, of which there's 10. If you had other people to play with, you could totally get a group together and play it that way, otherwise you can play with 3 AI players. You can set up a game with whichever mini-games you want, it'll randomly pick from that list. Whoever wins a minigame will get 5 points, second gets 3, third gets 2, and fourth gets 1. And when you finish each of them once, the game will end and someone will be the overall winner. Trophy-wise, you've essentially only got one goal here: win every single minigame. Aside from that, you'll have to be the overall winner once. You have to name your potato at the beginning customization screen, and 3 levels have an extra trophy associated with them, which I'll go over as I go through each level. For reference, there were only 2 games I didn't win on my first try, so you shouldn't have too much trouble. Starting from the top, Nippon Goal is a pretty simple one. It's essentially just a 4-player Pong. Hit R2 to put a shield around yourself and knock the balls away from you. Worry more about just defending here, the AI does a good job of taking itself out. Next, we've got Crazy Painting. The idea here is to walk over the tiles to flip them to your color, then walk over a flag that spawns to convert those tiles into points. The AI is tough on this one. They seem to know immediately when something spawns and head right towards it, so maybe try sticking around an area where they aren't and hope for some luck with the spawns. This level has one of the additional trophies. You just need to pick up a missile power-up, shoot it with square, and make sure it hits somebody to stun them. Next, we've got Funball. This is basically just Rocket League soccer. You're teamed up with somebody, random power-ups will spawn around the map, and you just want to hit X to kick the ball around. Next, we've got Snake Sabotage. Nothing crazy here, it's basically just Snake. You leave a fire trail behind you as you move, though it's not always there for some reason. I didn't have any trouble with this one. The AI does a good job of taking themselves out. Next, we've got Water Wrestle. The idea here is you're on a small circular platform with a railing around it. You rush at each other using R2 to knock people back. After someone hits a railing, it'll fall off, and whoever has the most points after 5 rounds wins. This is another one where you should just let the AI deal with itself until there's only 1 potato left. Sometimes when there's only 2, they'll get stuck in a loop walking around each other, so use that as an opportunity to just rush in and knock them both off. Next, we've got Icebreaker, and this is one of the 2 games I didn't win on my first try. The idea here is you're on this platform of ice blocks. Each of you have bombs you can aim and throw with the right stick and R2 respectively. The bombs will blow up parts of the play area, and if you fall in the water, you're out for the round. I found that every round, all 3 of the AI would aim towards me, so quickly toss your bomb towards whoever has the most points and move away. Your main goal here is just going to be to survive, so focus on that more than taking the other players out. This is another one of the levels with a special trophy associated with it. As soon as you can see the ship move into the top right of the screen, make sure you toss a bomb to take it out, because for whatever reason, the AI will also try to do it, even though there's no reason for them to. Next, we've got Slidefest. This is a lot like the game Speedrunners, if you ever played that. The 4 of you are running around a square track. You can shove each other with R2. There's random villagers that will try to attack you if you get too close. And if you get too far behind when the screen rotates, you'll lose a life. This is another one where your main goal should just be to survive. Try to stick towards the front of the screen, making sure to leave a little bit of a gap so you can avoid any villagers as they appear, and the AI will do a pretty good job of taking itself out. Next, we've got Cliff Arena. This is set up like a Smash Arena with 2 players spawning on either side. You can jump with circle, and you throw a spear with R2, with the idea being that you're hitting the other players with a thrown spear to knock them off. I found that the best way to deal with the other players was to stand somewhat near the middle hole, jump, and toss a spear at the highest point of your jump. I'm not really sure how the knockback works, but doing it that way tended to knock the player completely off screen every time I hit them. On top of that, the AI doesn't seem to really know how to handle that middle hole and will just jump down it rather than trying to hit you. Next, we've got Dogfight, and this is the other game I didn't win on my first try. The idea here is you're in a plain dogfight with the other 3 players. You shoot a machine gun with R2, fire a rocket with square, drop a trap with X, launch a decoy with circle, which I don't think I ever did, and you can do what they call a wheelie with L2, which I also never did. Honestly, your best bet here is probably going to be 2 things. If someone is coming after you, be incredibly aggressive with rockets and your machine gun. Otherwise, just let the AI fight it out. Even better if you can stick close to your spawn, as it's a fixed spot for each player. If you can grab the power-up that makes your machine gun fire 3 ways, definitely pick it up, especially when it's down to you and 1 other player. Finally, we've got Watermill. This takes place on a giant spinning log that's split in the middle, with the side furthest from the screen rotating clockwise and the side closest rotating counterclockwise, neither of which ever change. People off-screen will be tossing fish at the log, so you can pick one up with square and swing it with square. It's a huge knockback. Just be aware that the AI is really good at hitting you as well. Your main goal here is just to survive, making sure that you have the most lives at the end so you get the highest placing. This is the last level that has an extra trophy tied to it, and it's just to jump 10 times, which you can do with circle. Real quick while I have you here, if you join the channel as a member at any level, you can get early access to every single video that I put out, including this one. It starts at just $1 per month and goes up from there with different benefits like having your name in the video and having me add you as a friend on PSN, as well as exclusive roles on our channel Discord. Check the link out in all my links down in the description. I'd love to get to talk to more of you on there, by the way. And it really does help me put more time into making content than my day job. Alright, that's enough out of me. Back to our regularly scheduled video. Going in completely blind, this took me about a half hour or so to finish, though now that you know what you're going to have to do for each minigame, you should be able to knock that down closer to 20 minutes or so without too much of an issue. It's going to come down to how well you do with all 10 of the minigames on your first run, so your playtime may vary because of that, but I don't see you taking much longer than a half hour to get everything done. Alright, that'll do it for me though, everybody. Super simple, easy, cheap, fast platinum today. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like, comment down below which number platinum this was for you, and subscribe to the channel for more trophy hunting content. This was number 1159 for me.